Hey there guys, Richie from British Gaming Blog here, bringing you my first Let's Play. I thought for my first ever Let's Play, why not start with one of my favourite games of all time. This is The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Anyone out there who's played this game before probably knows how good it is. But it's one of those games that you haven't really heard of it until you know someone who owns it. It's very indie, it's very good. It's from the guys who brought you sort of Super Meat Boy and that category of games, but this is an absolute classic. So what I thought we'd do today is a no reset normal run as Isaac. As you can see, I've beaten the game with quite a few characters. The lines around the shapes in the top left mean that I've beaten it on hard with certain characters. I haven't done it with everyone, I've done it with quite a few, so let's have some fun. Let's see what we get. So the basic premise of this game is you play as Isaac, as you can see here, who is a baby, and if I hadn't skipped the story, you'd have seen basically that his mother gets a message from God that she has to sacrifice him for whatever reason. And obviously Isaac's not too fond of that idea, so he jumps down and hides into the basement. And basically the game is randomly generated each time you play it. There's a map in the top right hand corner there, and you get sort of a random selection of items and enemies each time you play. I thought for the fun of it we could do a no reset run for now, but that's a very good start. Cricket's body is a fantastic item. Now, I've put over 100 hours into this game so far, so unsurprisingly I do know what a lot of the items do. Not all of them, and normally if I don't know what an item is I would look it up, but for the fun of it, if I don't know what they are I'm not going to look them up. So a very common strategy is to go and explore the floor just to make sure you don't miss anything. Apologies for the Steam notifications there. Should have really turned that off before I started. Health up's good, and a key is always beneficial. I'm not promising you that I'm going to win this run, but we're going to see how far we can get, even if I don't. Oop, that wasn't good, but that's okay, some health there. This game has very much scales in difficulty. If you haven't played this game before, the first time you play it, there's sort of like a set limit as to how far you can go. I've obviously played the game quite a lot, so I'll unlock the game right to the end. So we'll see how we get on. It obviously gets progressively harder. So we're up to the first boss now, which is Pin, which isn't too bad because as far as bosses go, this is actually one of the easier ones. I may look like I'm good at this game, but I'm honestly not. I've just played it a lot. For those of you who haven't heard of it, this is actually a remake of a game that already existed called just The Binding of Isaac. A very, very good game. Another game I put a lot of hours into. But this remake just completely blew the original out of the water. It's fantastic as it is at the moment, but there's actually some DLC coming out for it later this year. That's good. Speed up's always good. We can use that. Right. I don't think there's anything left for this floor. Let's move on. So yeah, obviously part of the fun of this game is never really knowing what's going to happen next. So we've got the item room, treasure room here. I'm pretty sure that's called Libra, but I always get the zodiac signs mixed up. Let's take it. Yeah, so that's given us now some more coins, some more bombs, and some more keys, as you see in the top left. As you can see on this screen, these are our stats. The only one that really matters is the one in the bottom left, which is essentially your damage. At the moment we're on 2, so that's okay. And the cricket's body giving us the splash damage. As you see, your tears are bouncing in all different directions. They don't do that as standard. That's a part of the item I've picked up. Well, that was a bit sloppy on my part. So one of the big factors in this game is something called devil deals, which is if you can beat a floor without taking any red heart damage like I just did. Sometimes after you beat the boss, depending on certain factors, you'll open up a deal with the devil, which basically is where he offers you special items, sort of like rare and quite valuable items, but it takes away a certain number of hearts that you have. There's a bunch of algorithms involved in calculating whether or not you get a devil deal. One of the biggest ones is whether or not you take any red heart damage, which I unfortunately already have. So I fear we may not get one, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Right, we'll just check our shop. Ooh, soul heart. Or spirit heart, I'm not sure what they're called. Either way, let's take it. That's good. That's very good. Right, let's go and face our boss and see what we get. Larry Jr., another boss that's not too bad. There are much worse bosses you can get. Oh, split into two. Oh, hello Larry. Oh, Larry, what are you doing? He really doesn't want to let me get away with this easily. So yeah, no devil deal, no rooms have opened up in this one. But we have got a health up item, and that's good because health is very, very important in this game. It's very easy to get hit and lose health. It's very easy to lose all your health and die. So we'll move on to the next floor here. Right. Let's explore. So the main things you're looking for on each floor are the treasure room, the shop, if you can afford to go in there, and then the boss room, obviously, because that's the way to the next floor. Oh. See, rooms like this, these particular enemies, as you can see, you can't actually hit them until they raise their necks. So this room's rather unfortunate. Quite hard to dodge, as you can see. Oh, this isn't going well, is it? We managed to get one. Ow. Oh, really not going well at all. Right, that's two. Oh no! Couldn't have got much closer than that, could we? Oh, three. Okay, great. Check the item room. That's a very good item, Sticky Babies. That basically has this sort of white vat of sticky stuff following us, and enemies that walk on it get slowed as they cross it. As you can probably see when this thing charges at me. There is a lot of poop in this game, as you've probably noticed. Destroying poop is always good, often contains items. Oh, another one of these. This game's really throwing these at me today. Oh, that was unfortunate. You can see there the little snail appears above their heads when they walk along my slowing fluid. That's how I'm going to refer to it for now. Might as well take on the boss now. See what we get. Mega Fatty. Another boss that's not too hard, but not ideal, as you can see. This really isn't going very well for my first Let's Play. Honestly, I am good at this game. Well, not good, but I'm not terrible. Too many little poops for my liking. Oh, that was fast moving there. He's one fast Mega Fatty. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, he's down, but at a price. No devil deal again. Unfortunate. Some range is good. We're going to have to rely on going back and checking these other rooms to try and get some better items. These little creatures aren't any fun, as you'll see. Chucking bones up at you. That's good. Soul Heart is good. 2 Soul Hearts are even better than 1. Just go back and explore this way in case we missed anything. Nope. There's quite a few other routes we could have taken. I didn't see that coming. So this is a challenge room. Basically, if you open the chest, you get content, but you have to face a wave of enemies. In this instance, a gold chest can contain something valuable, so I'm going to take the chance. Tammy's head, not a bad choice, but I may roll it for something else. Basically, the D6 that you see in the top left-hand corner, that dice, or die, is an item that Isaac starts with. It basically allows you to re-roll items that are on screen. As I'll show you in just a second. So this is Tammy's head, which basically fires tears in several directions like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-roll it. That's good. Sacrificial dagger. It's essentially a knife that circles around you, and obviously enemies that come into contact with it take substantial contact damage. So unfortunately there's nothing else left for us on this floor. So we shall move on. I head back to the exit. And go down a floor. So now we're in Catacombs 2. Most of the trick of this game is just trying to clear rooms as quickly as possible. Because often part of the problem is enemies getting the one up on you. Got a rune there, vision. If I pop that, basically the whole floor will become visible to myself. Check the item room. I believe that's Scorpio. Let's take that. Poison tears is good, very handy. Extra little bit of damage. And obviously turns them that lovely shade of green, like you see there. Obviously you can see that it's taking constant damage. These things aren't quite so friendly. They will follow you and fire their own big green tears at me, which take a whole heart of damage. There's poops in here, which contain flies. Don't want to be touching those. Oh, there's a soul heart there. That's good. I could use that. Just backtracking here to see if I can find anything else of any value before I take on the boss. It's good, and we've recharged our D6 there, so we can carry on using it. The poison damage really doing us some favours here. Being surprisingly more effective than I thought it would be, actually. This game does let you play either with a keyboard and a mouse, or you can use an Xbox 360 controller, the PC one. I have to admit, I did used to be a bit of a keyboard and mouse elitist at this game. I couldn't even imagine using a controller. Tried it several times, couldn't get my head around it, died constantly. Actually now, I've converted the other way. I can't imagine going back to playing with the keyboard. It's just so much easier to play with the controller. It's just so much more convenient to hold it in your hand. Right, nothing else left on this floor for us. So let's head on over to the boss. While we're here, actually, we'll try bombing these mushrooms. They can sometimes contain good items, but unfortunately not in this instance. Right, let's see what we get. Again, not a bad boss, not too difficult. Can be a little bit tricky, obviously, as you can see, the way he hides underground. Oh, there There we go. A bit of damage for us. Oh, and another bit. He's down. Oh, we have a devil deal. That's a very good sign. Basically, this door here opens up. Right, apologies about that. Back now. So this is good. This gets us damage and a bit more range, which is what we need. Let's check out what items we get on our devil deal. So, as you can see here, there are items that are available, but at the cost of hearts, and these hearts are removed permanently. It's not like it just empties the heart container. They are gone. So we've got a couple of choices here. I'm going to take this one because this is Fear Shot, which is good. Not so fussed about this. This game contains a transformation called Guppy, where if you collect 3 Guppy items, you become Guppy, which is a cat, essentially. And the main advantage of Guppy is A, it can fly, and B, every time you deal contact damage with an enemy in terms of your tears, it spawns a fly, which then attacks the enemy. But in this instance, we're too far in for me to really start considering becoming Guppy, and especially not taking Guppy's hairball, as it's not a fantastic item anyway. So let's carry on with our Fear Shot. So these items are, these enemies are a bit of a pain. As you can see, the brains are on the back of the heads, which is the only place. You can either hit them from the side or on the back. If you hit them from the front, you don't do any damage. As you can see, the Fear Shot taking effect there, which is where they were turning purple and running in the other direction. Can work in your favour, can work against you against certain enemies, which I'll highlight to you if we run into it. Got some gold poop there, which drops a lot of coins. Very handy if we can find a good shot. This is one of those enemies where the Fear Shot can work against you, but thankfully it didn't in this instance. Having a combination of the poison and the fear is good, because that means the enemies run away from you and are taking damage at the same time. I'll drop that there for now. I'm not going to play it yet, but we may come back for that. Shooting anuses there. As you can see, the game's getting progressively harder. When you see an enemy that looks slightly a strange colour, like that yellow colour, it's called a champion enemy, which basically means it's stronger, and if it hits you, does a full heart of damage, as opposed to half a heart, which the normal enemies do. A giant poop here, which turns into more little poops, and then breaks into more little poops. A series of poops. Ooh, red chests. Now, these can either contain something wonderful or something very bad. So let's see what happens. See, a lot of spiders. We didn't really benefit from that. That was a waste of time, unfortunately. But that's the nature of the game. This game is the biggest RNG fest you will ever play. See, it certainly helps that I've played this game so many times. I have a feeling we're not going to get a devil deal on this floor again, thanks to my inability to not take red heart damage. Not sure what that does, to be perfectly honest. Check our item room. Not a fan of that item. Going to re-roll it. Definitely not a fan of that item. Not taking that. That basically shuffles all our stats. And at the moment we've got okay damage, and if we take that we may end up with terrible damage, which is a risk I can't afford to take right now. But we've got a battery, so we can actually go back and re-roll it again. A battery recharges your spacebar item. Again, Isaac's Tears, not a brilliant item. Going to leave that for now. Another one of these rooms that's a massive pain because of the way it's laid out. If I keep hitting it with poison damage, eventually it's going to be no more. Broken remote. Good item in certain circumstances if you know what you're doing. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. Soul Heart is good. You may see on the map there's a little question mark in the room just below us. That's a super secret room. Ooh, dry baby is very good. Fish head, I will take that. Basically what dry baby does is if he gets hit by a tear flying across the screen, there's a certain percentage chance that he will cause like an effect across the screen that damages all the enemies. So doesn't always work, can be a bit of an annoyance, but I'm not going to say no to some free damage. Some more money, if only I could find my shop, which I'm sure will be around here somewhere. Must be down this way. Oops, soul heart, taking that. 2 keys for a lot of bombs. I think I will pass for now. More interested in this shop, wherever it should be. Ah, there it is. There's our shop. That's what we were after. There's the dry baby taking effect there, clearing out the room for us. Ooh, treasure map. Can't say no to that. That will basically show us the map on every floor we visit. May as well check this last room before we take on the boss. No, nothing of value. Right, let's take on the boss. Monstro 2. Not an overly difficult enemy, but not the easiest fight, for sure. Dry baby, making himself useful there. Ooh, that wasn't smart. Oh, that was even dumber. Literally walked into that. Nearly walked into that one. Right. Monstro 2 down. Toothpicks are good. Gives us a bit of shot speed. Nothing else for us in it here. Let's move on. Right, the floors are going to start to get harder now. This is where it might start to go wrong for me. I'm going to stick with the fish head for now. Ooh, let's see what we get. Pills are always an interesting gamble. Some are good, some are bad. That was good. That was not so good. So now we've got a range up and a range down. We are back to where we started. As you can see, these blue fires can sometimes contain soul hearts. In this instance, they did not. The maps generally give you an indication of which way is best to go. For the sake of completion, I'm just going to kind of take each floor and explore the whole way through, in case there's anything of value. With a build like this, we're okay, but I can't really afford to be missing good items. So let's carry on. Try the pill, bad gas. I can relate. It's a real life problem I suffer, but I don't take pills for it. 2 of hearts. We'll multiply our hearts, or fill them up in this instance. Not going to check the curse room because I don't want to lose my soul hearts. Oh. Wow, I'm going to lose them anyway, clearly. There's our item room, or our treasure room as it's known. Strength card. Little chub. He gives us hearts every so often. I'm going to roll him. Ghost Baby, not brilliant, but it's an extra tier that will fire as we go along. So can't really complain about that. Whoa. Not sure how I made it out of there unscathed, but not going to complain. Visiting greed in the shop. Oh, our damage isn't half bad, is it? So, the orange fires that you see there can shoot tears at you. In this instance, they didn't get to. Dry Baby is really earning his keep here. Right, we found the boss. What are we on? Necropolis 2. So this should be the Mum's Foot fight. Yeah. So basically this is the first instance of Mum that you meet. Oh, walked into that. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, well we've beaten her. We've beaten the foot. So now we get a choice of these two items here. One is the Polaroid and one is the negative. You don't have these initially. These are unlocked after beating the game a few times in a certain way. They basically dictate which route you're going to follow. You take the Polaroid if you're going to go up and defeat one boss. You take the Polaroid if you're going to go down and defeat another boss. But you'll see that a bit later on. In this instance, we're going to take the Polaroid because we're going up. So now we will go down this tube here to the next floor. Which just happens to be the womb. Disgusting, right? So let's carry on. I'm sure by now you've got the general premise of the game. Bad guess. Don't think we need that. Take the strength card in case we need it. So this is a mini boss. I didn't really need to come this way, to be honest with you. I've got the mapping that tells me I think which way to go, but I thought I'd explore a little bit. So let's carry on. Oh, didn't realise that was going to happen. Something tells me I'm not going to make this. It's not looking good. Thank you, Dry Baby. A bit late for that, but thank you very much. Ouch. I will post this whether or not I win or lose, because this is just kind of an experiment for me. Oh, well. That's interesting. We can only take one more hit, and then we die. How much further are we going to get? Try not to stand in the bloods. Oh, we need some health. Was there any health? Let's go back and get some health. Oh dear. See, the biggest problem is once you reach this floor, Womb 1, all damage... I can't get that health, can I? Ah, poo. Let's see if I can. Let's blow these up. Oh, very good. I needed that. I'll take the umbilical cord. Once you get down to this floor and every other floor subsequently, you from now on take one heart of damage, one full heart of damage for every hit, regardless of what it is. It doesn't need to be a champion anymore. Even standard enemies do a full heart's worth of damage. So that's why you probably saw my health deplete quite so quickly. I am playing on normal mode for this Let's Play. I normally play on hard, but I thought the pressure might get to me. And hard mode, basically hard mode is a lot less heart drops and more champion enemies, which obviously deal more damage and have different effects to them. Sorry, I just realised my cursor was on the screen then. Leave that out of the way. Oh, hello, hello. Okay, so we found the boss of this floor. No treasure rooms for here on out, so there's no point going back and looking for that. So we may as well carry on. This enemy, or this boss, is a very annoying one because the only damage you can deal to it is if you hit it on its butt. Either as it's flying through the air, or every so often it will kind of poke its butt out of the ground. Which it doesn't seem to want to do. Oh, like that. And then it fires some tears at you like that. So while this boss isn't too hard, it's very time consuming. Oh, that was silly. What you may notice once I get quite low on health is I start to get a glow around me. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I start to get a glow around me. That is essentially the Polaroid that we picked up taking effect. Unfortunately, I can only take one more hit here, so we're going to have to be very careful. I may have to focus for just a second. I don't want to die to this thing after saying it wasn't too difficult. That'll be embarrassing. Oh, watch out. So yeah, the Polaroid, if you're on 1 heart or less, or it's like it's half a heart or less, if you take any damage, it gives you a temporary shield for 5 seconds, which you can't take any damage on. Oh, that was close. Okay. So we've got a little bit of health. Cannot get that heart. Excellent. Right. Down to the second part of the womb. Womb 2, as it's aptly known. While this may look like on that top chart there that we are coming to the end of this, we are definitely not. There are several more floors to go yet. Okay, so I've got plenty of money, and there's no more shops after this stage, so I'm going to play this machine and try and get some health back. It's basically an arcade machine, obviously. Ah, that's helpful. Pretty Fly is good, that's another orbital. Dollar bill gets us plenty of money, but with no shop to spend it in, seems a bit redundant. Oh, that's very nice. It's not very often that happens. So this guy's a little 1 in 3 type chance game, as you see. Don't win very often. I got very lucky on that first turn. I don't really want a key. That's typical, isn't it? I win the key. It's health I'm after. Tell you what I can do. I can blow this up. Ah, normally it gives you health. Right, well, normally I would carry on playing, but for the sake of this Let's Play, I won't stand here all day. Range down, I don't think I'll be taking that. Right, looking at the map, it looks like we're going to have to head to the left and up. Oh, these enemies are awful. Basically, you cannot... Oh, Christ, this is going to be the end of me, isn't it? You cannot do damage to the shields. You have to kill the hearts, which then, in turn, take out the shields. But they are very fast. And they are not afraid of you. They know they can kill you. This is an awful room. Oh, thank you, Dry Baby. The red poop does damage on contact and respawns every 5 seconds, I want to say. Very easy to walk into. Oh, that's not good. That was a little too close for my liking. Dry Baby making himself useful again. Thank you, Dry Baby. Right, I believe it's going to be this way. So yeah, once you get down to floors like this, you start getting... Ooh, that wasn't helpful. You start getting... As you can see, my Polaroid's kicked in there. This may be the end of me. basically, once you start getting to these kind of floors, you start getting like complete bosses as normal room enemies. I have a feeling we're not going to make it to the boss. And if we do, and we're lucky if we do, I'm not going to survive. Not with one heart. Fingers crossed if we blow up this machine here, it'll give us some health. Be generous. Nope, that's pretty typical. Right, this is the womb fight, Mum 2. Let's see how we get on. I have a very bad feeling about this. Oh, that's not good. Basically, I need to no-hit this fight, which doesn't happen very often. Oh, that's... Ooh, ooh, ooh. This isn't going well. Oh, dry baby. Oh, dry baby. Save me, dry baby. I don't know how we pulled that off. I really don't. That was a miracle. Right, this is what I was talking about a bit earlier on with the Polaroid and the negative. If you were going down, you would be taking the negative down there, but we are going up, so we're taking the Polaroid, which will now take us to the next stage of the game. This is the cathedral. So on this floor, it's much like the womb essentially, but less red. Same rules apply. 1 heart of damage per hit. Enemies are even harder than the floor before. So let's see how we get on. Let's go in head first. Ooh, that was a little too close. So we start to get bosses like this. And oh, and that's it. I didn't make it. So that was basically the Binding of Isaac. What would have happened if I'd managed to get to the end of the floor was I would have faced Isaac himself, which was basically me, but another version of me. But unfortunately you won't get to see it in this instance. I will definitely run this game again because, as I say, it's one of my favourites. I've got over 100 hours on this game. Absolute love this game. And there's DLC coming out for this game in this autumn, I believe. I think it's summer/autumn. So I'll definitely be doing some blind runs with the new items. That'll make some very interesting Let's Plays for me and for you, hopefully. But as you can hear from the very sad music, unfortunately I didn't make it on this run. But we did have a very good go, considering we didn't get many good items, really. For those who know the game can probably agree with me. We gave it our best, and we got pretty far. So I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. I'm Richie from the British Gaming blog. And I look forward to obviously doing more future podcasts. I hope you enjoy those. You check them out. Check out the website. Check out the channel. Check out Sam's videos. Check out the races between Sam and Terry that they've done so far. They're fantastic to watch. They are really good fun. And then you get to watch the forfeit videos as well, which make it all worth it and even more fun, to be honest. But I appreciate you watching if you got this far. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.